Alright folks, here is my triple patrol Drukhari raiding force. This is the force that's going to be going up against some scary Tyranids. It's going to be a fun matchup. I don't know really what to expect from it, but it'll be interesting. The Tyranids can swarm, they can do their things, and they can do it really, really well. We'll go over this list real quick here for the recording. I'm going to start off with my Cult of the Red Grief detachment because it's pretty spicy and it's kind of the thing that I'm really hoping will do the business here. We've got 6 Reavers up in the front, all with the splinter rifles. We've got Succubus, kind of a custom built Succubus there, the red blood glaive relic. We have 2 5-witch squads with sharpnut impalers. The one in the front also has the blast pistol. Make her a little spicier when she gets into combat. The rest are just splinter pistols. And then the brand new, freshly painted, freshly built. These are just for funsies because I think they're the coolest model in the Drukhari army, or among the coolest. But we've got ourselves some Hellions, and they'll probably just fire and fade kind of a unit. They'll die really fast because their rules are not good. Really hoping that will change with the new codex, but I had to get a hold of them, had to get them in my list. They're just cool. And then behold the Incarn. That is also going to be running in the Cult of Red Grief detachment. As much as I enjoyed playing with the Ynnari detachment, not getting the advance in charge on all my Cult of Red Grief stuff, I felt like it slowed me down in the last game with the sisters. You may not have seen. So I'm going away with it today. I have another list built that has the Ynnari detachment and a Cult of Red Grief and a Dark Techno, just to kind of get all of those flavors in. But for right now, we're going to just try this for today. The next detachment over, we have a Drazar. Oh, excuse me, the 10 Incubi are also in the Cult of Red Grief because it doesn't matter where you put them. All right, so then the next one, you're going to have another Kitbash Homunculus over here. He found his model kit actually was an old Archon kit from a long time ago, and I had extra arms and bits. Converted him to a Homunculus, and he's got Dark Technomancers. He has the Helm of Spite. We've got 5 racks, one with the Ossifactor, one with the Hex Rifle, and then he is of course going to be also having 2 Venoms, and we're running 2 Reapers in the Dark Technomancer detachment today. So we've got those, and then the last detachment, we've got one more Homunculus. He's more of your standard fare Homunculus. He is Prophets of Flesh, 5 racks, 1 Hex Rifle. He has the Vexator Mask and Diabolical Soothsayer for his Warlord trait, and then we have 2 Talos. They're running together as a unit, and in my last game, even the 2 Talos running along with the Homunculus for the T7, it just made them durable enough that my opponent had to really focus on them. Just the threat of them getting into their lines and mulching stuff was kind of a big deal. Haywire is good to have. They're just a good all-around bully unit. Tempted, well, in my other list, I don't have both the Talos and, I don't even have Prophets of Flesh. I'm just running Dark Techno, Ynnari, and Cult of Red Grief. And that list I want to try. I realized this morning that I don't have all the models actually pulled together. I have them, but they're not assembled, and I don't want to take the time to go find them. So we're running this. We'll see how it goes. I like to call this my Drukhari favorites list. Drazar, the Incarn, Reavers, Witch Squads, Racks, Reapers, Venoms. The Venoms with the Dark Techno are just so much fun. I've had a good time with those. I now have 3 Venoms. My other list, I might run 1 Venom is Cult of Red Grief and the other 2 is Dark Techno. But having that extra damage and wounding on 3s on Venoms has really been spicy. So I don't know. We'll see how it goes. So there you go. This actually comes out to 2,000 points on the nose, which of course makes me happy. Love it when a plan comes together. And we'll be running up against some Tyranids today. So we'll be back in a little bit to show you the Tyranids. And I hope you guys enjoy this battle report. Alright, here we are with Ruben's Tyranids. This is going to be a fascinating game. He's going to run us through the list real quick because he can do that much better and much faster than I can. Go ahead, sir.
Alright, so I've got 2 detachments here. First one is a Kraken Patrol. And so it's got the 2 Broodlords that you see there, and then a unit of a brood of 20 Gene Stealers. The Gene Stealers have Rending Claws, Scything Talons, and 5 Acid Maws in the unit, which are Strength 4, AP -3. They're basically like old school power weapons. The Broodlords, one of them has the Horror for the -1 to hit, -1 leadership psychic power, and the other one has Synaptic Lure, which is unique to Kraken, just lets me reroll charges against an enemy unit. And then I've got a battalion of Leviathan, which I haven't brought before. I thought that would be kind of fun with the 6-up Feel No Pain across the army when they're within Synapse. So I've got, leading that, a Malanthrope for that -1 to hit bubble, and then I've got 2 Flyrants. One of them is made for Daka. He's got the 2 twin-linked Devourers with Brain Leash Worms for that Strength 6, 24 shots. He's got Psychic Scream and the Horror. He's also got a Resonance Barb for +1 to his psychic test. And he's got Psychic Scream and the Horror on him. And then the other Flyrant is made for combat. So he's also the Warlord, and he has the Warlord trait perfectly adapted, which lets me reroll a hit, a wound, a damage roll, a saving throw, reroll any of those once per battle round for free. He's also got Adrenal Glands and Toxin Sacs, and the Toxin Sacs were upgraded to the Xenogenic Acid Relic, which basically in combat allows me to cause a mortal wound on a roll of a 5+ to wound. He's also got Psychic Scream and Catalyst as far as psychic powers go, and he's got 2 sets of monstrous Scything Talons. So he'll have 5 attacks and reroll 1s to hit. And then I've got my troops. I've got 3 units of Rippers in the back, 2 units of 3, 1 unit of 4, and then I've got 1 brood of Hormagaunts. I've got 30 in that, and then I've got 30 Termagants with 10 Flesh Borers and 20 Devourers. I haven't brought the Devourers out in a while, so I thought that could be kind of fun. I also brought a Lictor and a Pyrovore because they are absolutely amazing at performing secondaries. In my experience so far, 9th, those are some of my cheapest units and also some of my favorites. They put in some serious work as far as secondaries go. Love them. And then I've got a Scythe Tyrodual. So
not my favorite person in the world.
A little bit tough to kill there with toughness 8 and 18 wounds, and he's also got the Adaptive Physiology Dermic Symbiosis for 5-up invulnerable save, and he counts as double wounds on the damage table. So he's pretty hard to bring down. And yeah, that's my 2,000 points.
This is going to be fun. We were talking about this a little bit. I don't know. Both of these armies want to get in right away and mess people up. Both these armies are going to be fast. It's going to be kind of wild. I have no idea. So we're going to be fighting over some poor Imperial world and pretending that we're going to be taking all the humans as slaves or lunch, depending on which army wins. So we will roll up. We'll get a deployment mission, all that kind of good stuff, and we'll come back. Catch you in a minute. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another Kitchen Table Wargaming Battle Report. Today you're going to be seeing the Tyranids facing off against the Drukhari. This battle I should say, is going to be done on a lovely table, very Imperium looking. We're going to have, I don't know what the deployment yet, what the mission's going to be yet, but I know it's Xenos versus Xenos. We're fighting over the poor remnants of these human civilization here. Whatever may be left when the dust clears. We got some hills, a couple of buildings, blocking line of sight. The hills actually should be kind of fun. They, if you can see here, there are enough layers on these hills to make them obscuring, not obstructing. And then, so we've got a lot of different ways to kind of mitigate line of sight. So this battle should be a lot of fun. Going to require some mobility. Tyranids move so fast, it's disturbing. Drukhari are the same way though. They move super fast and get into the lines and mess people up. So I don't know whose speed is going to win the day. but I'm really excited about it. So here's your battlefield. I would like to also give a shout out to Hostile Galaxy because they have provided all of this wonderful terrain for us to use today, and the battle mat itself. So check them out if you haven't. Hostile Galaxy does a really cool magazine, just hostilegalaxy.com. Very cool Warhammer, lots of painting tutorials, gameplay, battle reports, just really, really fun stuff. And they're also going to be going into some tactical type reports soon, so we'll be getting more information on that in the near future, but trying to kind of break down the units and different armies, what makes them better or worse than other units. So it'll be good. So if you haven't already found them or heard of them, check them out. They more or less sponsor this particular channel, if you will, because of them providing terrain for us. So I hope you guys enjoy it. Hope you guys enjoy the video coming up, and can't wait to get this game going. All right, folks, the mission has been rolled for. We are playing Sweep and Clear, mission number 32 out of the Grand Tournament pack. That means you get these weird like squares deployment zones with a circle in the middle, which is going to be really fantastic for us because both armies are going to get in real quick and do some work real fast. So Ruben's deployed over here. This is going to be a lot of swarming insects. It's going to be a lot of fun. I don't really know how this will play out for the Drukhari, but here we are. Back here, we have a mob of Gene Stealers all swarming into the building, which is really thematic. And every time I play his army, I'm like, oh my gosh, it looks like bugs coming in to kill things, and that's exactly what they do. The Hierodule, of course, is in the very front, but facing off against him would be my Talos. Excuse me as I learn the controls on the gimbal here. I didn't mean to look down at the mat that closely. The Talos, the homunculus with Vexator Mask right across the street, so to speak, from Mr. Hierodule. And then back here we've got some racks. We've got a Venom with Witches, the Succubus, Reavers, 2 Reapers, more good stuff back here from the Drukhari, and then another witch in, well, the Venoms both have witches in them. Then the Hellions are back here, and in Deep Strike for us, or excuse me, in the Webway portal, we have Drazar and the Incubi. So we will go ahead and roll off. Let's do that real quick like. And as the guest of honor, sir, roll first.
Alrighty.
Oh, excellent. I'm not able to beat that. I did! Well, we will go first as the Drukhari. So we'll be back after Drukhari, turn 1.
How fun.
The end of the Drukhari turn 1 has happened. Over here, Hellions just kind of scooted over here, staying out of line of sight because they are a bit fredgy. They started deploying scramblers for me, so that was nice of them. That is the one outside of my deployment zone. Back here, we shuffled. It wasn't very exciting, just moved around a bit. These guys moved up, took shots on, I think we shot everything at the Hierodule, right? With the Reapers?
Yep.
Yeah, and did take them down 6 wounds?
You took 7 wounds off.
Took 7 in total, yeah. Down here, we failed a charge with a Vexator Mask, but the Talos made it in. All of my charges, I think, except for 2, made it in on like less than half an inch. It was scary. The Venom that was here charged into these little Termagants first and took 5 wounds. I had to re-roll 1 save to keep it alive. So it stayed alive on a wound, but made the charge. Then the Witches came in, made their charge. So that was pretty scary, actually. Over here, oh, and you'll see wound counters scattered all around because the Venom got acid mod. Is that what it was? Or no, he spent the strat.
Blood on the on
the caustic blood on these dudes down here. Blew up the Venom.
Yep, you killed the Gaunt. It exploded and killed the Venom. Then the Venom exploded and wounds everywhere.
I took wounds on everything in that bubble. I lost one witch to that. I took a wound on my Talos unit over here, and then everything of his took a wound. It was kind of hilarious.
It was pretty brutal.
The jet bikes over here made a big charge and couldn't decide what to do because I didn't really want to tag the Broodlord. Those jet bikes would not survive that, so we ended up just staying here. My Venom, I'm super salty about this, was holding my engage on the 4th quarter. It was just far enough charge to be in that table quarter. Now it's dead, so I don't get 3, I only get 2 for that. And then me being a peanut, I totally forgot to hold this central objective. We both took identical secondaries. We both took the direct assault mission one, and then we both took engage, and we both took deploy scramblers. And I left that totally unprotected, which is amusing. And sad. So that is the end of the turn. So we did okay. This Venom moved over here as well with the witches still inside. I think that's it. So that's the end of the turn for the Drukhari turn 1. Picked up a couple of points, tied up some things, so that's helpful. And then we'll see what the Tyranids will do in retaliation. We'll be back after Tyranid turn 1. End of the Tyranid turn 1. It was spicy. It was some, I don't know, it was very interesting. I did a silly thing. Well, I don't know if it's silly or not. I traded my Incarn away over here, popped up after the Talos died in the Psychic phase. Although, I did use my Helm of Spite, and I did deny and then cause perils upon this particular Flyrant. That was cute. And then I also denied a Smite. I enjoyed that. But then the Talos died over here, so I popped the Incarn over there, mostly because I didn't want this Hyrule Duel getting closer. And then the Incarn survived all of the firepower from the Hyrule Duel.
That was
and
nuts.
This dude with his stupid, crazy... Yes, it was bonkers.
13 auto hits from this guy.
And then I even had the fight first because of Strength from Death, but he wisely, very wisely, fought first with a Hyrule Duel instead of going over here like with his Broodlord that made the charge. So there was some good plays going on. Excuse my gimbal for moving funny there. Over here, Gene Stealers did their cracking advance and then charged and then left my Venom on 2 wounds. I was grateful. You deployed Scramblers with that guy, the Pyrovore, correct? And then that was kind of it. So
yeah, I got the central objective this turn.
Yep, he got the center objective. So he did do direct assault correctly.
Direct assault?
Yeah, he did that one right. I did not. So shame on me. He also killed one of my Reapers. Big boy over here came in, charged it, and destroyed it pretty handily. 13 wounds on my 10 wound model. Yeah, it was pretty wild. The witches held in combat over there. Yes, my jet bike Reavers over here that were on the side of the hill are no longer on the side of the hill. They actually survived the Broodlord, but then these Hormagaunts actually killed them pretty well because I rolled 2 saves out of like 8 or 8. I think it was like 8. I rolled a whole 2 4-up saves and then no feel no pain. So my last 2 dudes just folded. So anywho, we'll be back at the end of this. The score's kind of even right at the moment, and we've moved around a lot of things on the field. So it's going to be kind of interesting to come back after Drukhari turn 2 and see where we all stand.
Like your turn was better for me than it was for you.
I agree that my turn was probably better for you than for me. It's a shame. Here we are. I charged the Reaper in here, hoping to do something. It didn't. It's okay. It also did nothing in the shooting phase. Over here, though, we had some interesting things. My Succubus with her blast pistol removed a Hyrule Duel.
Yeah,
I had to spend my last command point to roll 1 damage into 6. I liked it. It was good.
That was bad. I had 5 wounds left. I ignored one of them.
Yep. It was pretty clutch. We shot a lot at this Flyrant over here with poison weapons, and of course it saved everything. Over here, we did some more shooting at this guy, and then just charged it with everything, so we're holding that objective in the center for direct assault. But didn't do a lot. Down here, Drazar, the Master of Blades himself, made a charge. The Incubi decided not to. I'm kind of disappointed about that, but he wiped out the Ripper squad. Over here, Gene Stealers popped my Venom, which didn't really surprise me. Then they spent a command point to run and advance and do what they do. And these dudes, for not doing much in the first 2 rounds against my jet bikes, powered up and just wiped the witch squad. I was stunned. That should not have happened. So I'm sad about that.
They rolled some hot wounds, not gonna lie.
They did, and then I rolled 6 4-up invols that were 1s and 2s. It was.
You actually had a lot of 3s in there too.
It was a lot of 3s. Like it's something. These guys are still back here, and then these dudes, the Hellions, they came out and they took shots at the Pyro Lord and did a couple of wounds, and that was it. So that was the end of the turn. We lost 1 more witch in here from combat. So yeah, I don't know. Kind of interesting. This game is spicy. But sadly, I don't know if I had to, but I gave up my Reaper to try to slow down Flyrants and stuff, and that's probably going to end up being a big problem for me. So we'll see. Ruben's probably going to catch up here pretty good on the points, and then I will think about all the things I should have done differently in this round and a half of combat. So we'll be back after Tyranids, turn 2.
Alright, so I got my command point already. I get 5 points for holding this objective, and you stole that one from me, so I'll only get 5.
Alright folks, Tyranids turn 2 has just ended. That was actually the end of battle round 2, which has taken a little while for us, which is kind of funny because there's not a lot left. I would like to say and celebrate my Hellions. They got charged. They got shot. I lost 1 to shooting. I lost 1 to combat from Ripper Swarms. And then I discovered that those glaives do 2 damage a pop. It was really cool. So we just wiped out the Ripper squad, and then he failed morale. There was 1 base left, but it failed morale. Back here, Lictor did his Scrambler. Flyrant came over here and killed all but 1 rack. I was proud of that rack. He stayed alive. Did not fail his leadership, so he's holding this Flyrant down, I guess, kind of. I don't know how he's really holding him down, but he's still there. Same thing over here. Hormigons came in and killed almost all these racks, but this one stayed alive. We lost 1 more witch in combat over there, down to 2 now. Munculus is here. Oh, my Succubus died. I think most of that was smite. And then I think took a wound. Oh, it was from shooting. The 24 shots or 12 shots, whatever. She couldn't roll 3-ups to save her life. It was really embarrassing. Yeah, Ripper Swarm down here. So they're holding that objective. Gene Stealers, no surprise here. Just mulch through the Incubi, the poor boys. But this back here, I mean, it looks like what you would expect. Drazar's dead to 2 Broodlords. But what you don't know, Drazar made 6 5-up Feel No Pains or invulnerable saves off the first Broodlord. Did no wounds. It was bonkers. And then he died to the next one. I mean, it's only so many 6-ups you can do. 5-ups and 6-ups, whatever. It was crazy. So anyways, he gets back his objective back here, so my direct assault ended directly. Up here, I don't know if I'm going to be able to steal that back, because I don't really have anybody left. It's kind of ridiculous. So, scoring-wise, it's very close. Ironically, I don't know. It's not ironic, it's just a fact. There's not much left. My army is just about done. So going into turn 3, we'll see if I can score a few more points and see if we can actually get anything else to happen. We'll be back after the Drukhari, turn 3.
Okay.
Okay, so we're snickering a little bit to ourselves because theoretically, there's still a chance for some points in this game, but it's kind of getting bare bones. So moved these Hellions up. They have a +2 to their move for the combat drugs, so they got across just into his deployment zone, deployed Scramblers. Then over here, my last witch has died. Ding dong, the witch is dead. My rack over here died. Took a few more guys with him. We slapped each other and did like, I don't think either the Hyrant or the Fly Hyrant or the Homunculus did anything to each other. They just looked at each other and spit in the wind. It was pretty sad. However, this little rack, he should not be alive. But this big boy decided to whiff, and then he made a bunch of saves, and for whatever reason, I don't know. He rolled 3 5s. So his 5 up invulnerable, Dark Technomancer, it was hilarious. He's still there. He spits in your face. I laugh at you, sir. Yeah. So that was bananas. So anyways, that is the end of Drukhari turn 3. And you've seen my entire army. That's what's left. 3 Hellions, a Homunculus, another Homunculus, and 1 Rack. Is going to be bad. So he's going to end up running away with a score. I might be able to still score a few points towards the end of this. If I can deploy Scramblers one more time, there's a chance. So, I mean, there's some potential points, but it's pretty grim. So we'll be back after Tyranids turn 3. Ladies and gentlemen, Tyranids turn 3 is over. There are no Drukhari left on the board. Broodlords are mean. Flyrants are mean. No, I'm just kidding. Actually, the Psychic phase did more work this time. Killed the Homunculus. Killed off my other Rack with the Psychic. Then came and just sliced and diced on the Homunculus over here. Back here, we had the Ripper sitting still. Gene Stealers took that objective. So Ruben actually maxed out. Or not maxed, but he took 15 this turn for primary. This guy came up and did his last Scrambler, so we got 10 for that. So according to my numbers, it's 56 to 39 at the end of battle round 3, but I'm also tabled, so he would just get to max out 15, 15. So it was like a 70 or 80 point game for the Tyranids. Kind of wild. I was a little concerned about this with my Drukhari list. I didn't know if they would have the bodies and the firepower, and they clearly did not. Kind of interesting. I made a few misplays for sure. Killed some things I wanted to kill. So it's kind of a weird mix here. I liked how some of it went. Didn't like how some of it went. I don't know. How about you? You had some solid units that just kept doing the business. My witch squad down here just got one-shotted by Hormagaunts, which did not.
And they got the charge on the Hormagaunts.
Yeah,
too.
they had the charge. It was not expected. That really threw me for a loop. I expected them to tie these guys up and keep them out of that center objective so I could keep scoring the points. Those were tied up for at least 3 turns until they killed the other squad of witches. So the witches, for me, did the work they were supposed to do. The Hellions actually did a lot more than I expected as well. But in the end, it just wasn't enough. There's just too many bodies, too much... too many rerolls wounds. Like, it felt like every other person he had hitting, they're all characters, so they got their cool rules, but it felt like all his Broodlords, his Flyrants, everybody's just rerolling all their failed wounds. I'm like, wait, I don't get to reroll all my failed wounds? What?
Yeah,
I'm so
Broodlords
sad.
with the monstrous running claws got the reroll wounds, and then the Flyrant, the combat Flyrant, was using the
did not kill a Rack. Ha ha!
Yeah, no, he
didn't kill a Rack.
That was the one turn I didn't reroll wounds with him.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. That was hilarious.
That's what I get.
Yep. It was wild. It was really crazy. The Incubi, I felt bad. They got left out in the wind because they failed their charge, which happens, you know. If they'd possibly been around, that might have helped change the game. I don't really know. Probably not much, but it was a fun game. It was a good time. Thanks for coming out and playing. This was for sure a Hostile Galaxy win. Shoot, that's what it is. He's playing on his terrain and his map. He's like, I'm taking this back. So they have come in, unlike my Drukhari, who would have taken all the humans as pets and tortured them. The Tyranids just ate them. So I don't know.
Tyranids.
Yeah, more Tyranids coming in the near future. Anywho, it's been a fun game. Thank you, sir, for coming and playing. And we'll catch you later some other time with another Kitchen Table Wargaming Battle Report.